If I don't, they won't know. I got God on my mind, on my conscience. That mean I ain't got time for the nonsense. I'm on my business about every time that I clock in. I got my face on God face cause it's constant. Yeah, you know. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Man Take a Seat, y'all. Myself, Big Country, you know what I mean? And of course, we got, beautiful admin here, Brookie. Today, y'all, it's a beautiful day, man. Today, the day the Lord has made, and we're gonna rejoice. We're gonna rejoice. Glad, man. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you guys so much. Today is a topic that is a very good topic, man. For all, the whole time we had this show, right? So, call me and take a seat. Now is about parenting. So we definitely looking forward to this. So, Mimi, which is I call her mommy, only me. If you call her mommy, kicking you out. You know what I'm saying? Just let y'all know right now. But besides that, she won the last week. She won the last week's show, man. So this how it goes. Whoever's the number one gift of the show will name the upcoming topic for the following show, the show that's coming up, y'all. So make sure y'all put your XP on, look at your challenges, and also, man, look, if you guys got some spotlight, hit that spotlight right now. We're waiting on trying to get this thing featured. So just make sure you use the spotlight, y'all. So that way people can see us, man. This is gonna be very powerful, man. We got two amazing men today. We got Savage in here, man. Big shout out to him, man. Last minute, I appreciate you pulling up. My boy Brandon said came to me with it and mentioned to me about it, man. Like, Country, when is that, man? I want to get down with it. So I'm super excited for this, y'all. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I'm gonna let Brookie take over, man. She gonna say what she gonna say because she's good at it, and I'm gonna just hush.
You're very good at it too. But he pretty much said everything, but this is a empowerment show, especially for men. Not saying women can't be here. We love the women in here in the comments. We learn so much every week. Just from a man's perspective, men have problems opening up and feeling vulnerable, especially on this app when a lot of people can tear them down. So we're going to uplift people, uplift the men. This is a safe place always. Just remember there's no cussing. It's still a 1K gift if you cuss. Same rules apply. No nudity, no drinking, no smoking, no vaping on your camera. But just come have fun, uplift the energy. If you need to cry, cry. If you need to ask questions, ask questions. I will be looking for some questions in the comment to ask the men from you guys at the end. So just ask away and I'll try and get to them. If you need to repeat it and I'll take a screenshot and then I'll get in the box at the end and ask the questions. But yeah, but we're super excited. Thank you so much, Mimi. Yeah. So please be a top gifter at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to choose next week's topic. It can be anything.
One more thing, y'all. If you guys have some for parents in here, if you guys have questions that you guys want to ask, make sure you put them in the comments. So what's going to happen is we won't be able to get to everybody. We want really, really, really good questions. So towards the end of the show, we will be announcing that and by name, right? So for example, if Bella have a good question and Brookie feels the need or the atmosphere the need, that is a very good question, need to be asked. She'll jump in the box and say, hey, this question was from Bella. She asked this question, boom, 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 because we can't get to everybody questions, right? So we already have questions that we already did, but we definitely want to hear some of you guys' questions and answer the questions the best advice that we can. All right. So make sure y'all be on the lookout, man. Make sure you guys keep your eyes on who's number one. We definitely want to hear you guys.
There is a snipe. Mommy sniped. Mimi sniped last week. Right on it. Like the other person thought they had it, but she came in and sniped it. But the topic is, are people actually bad parents, or are they just passing down generational curses? So think of maybe you as a parent. your parents, grandparents, or even maybe you're wanting to be a parent. So there's a lot of different ways. You don't have to be a parent for this topic, but yeah, you can relate to it in different ways. But please request the books. The Amazing Handsome Men, please request. I'm going to get out.
Now you gotta ask the first question. Ran up from the plug. That's crazy.
Oh. Well, hello. hello.
What's up, buddy? What's up, man? What's going on, y'all?
Oh, had to check
Man,
it in
you
the
looking
mirror.
nice, King. You looking nice. You can't see the face, though. Looking nice.
Here, let's try this. How about this?
Oh, yeah. Well, look like I got a fresh fade, baby. Me and take
You already
like
know.
what me and do.
Fresh dry cleaning, fresh fade. Writing right,
fresh,
you know what I'm saying?
fresh up, you know?
Hey, look, I had entrance music. I forgot. I had entrance music and everything, bro. Jeez.
Yo.
Yeah,
Hey, I appreciate you. I had to go presidential on it. You know what I mean? I went with the
You know
blue
what?
and the
That's
red.
how you supposed to do, King. That's
I was thinking the gray and green with my Celtic Trinity thing, but I was gonna keep my hair. You know what I'm saying? This is the presidential for the man himself,
green,
bro.
though. I had to do green to get.
I would have matched you. I would have matched you too. It'd been crazy, bro.
You know what's crazy though, bro? I got a white blazer over here, man. I ain't even put on.
Yeah.
I was gonna go with the blazer,
Yeah.
though, but you look nice, King. You look nice.
I appreciate you. Hey,
Good job.
all right, let me cut this down.
Yo, you ready?
Beautiful,
So look,
beautiful.
Brookie gonna give y'all the first question, and this
Yeah.
how it's gonna work. Every time I ask a question, Brandon gonna start with you first,
Okay.
and then Savage. So make sure you guys, while you guys in here, man, make sure you give these guys a favorite. You know what I mean? So while y'all in here, make sure y'all feel these amazing men. But Brookie gonna give y'all the first question, and Brandon, you want to
Yes,
give
sir.
me your answer at a short, like a decent short phrase, because
Yeah.
10 good questions. 10 good
Oh,
questions.
most definitely. I looked at them and I'm vibing with the questions, man. I like it. Yo, I appreciate that, Jen. Get in there. And everybody that came out here, I really appreciate you guys. LT is back, Big Country, and it's here today. It's here today with y'all.
Get in there. All right, ready? All right.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
think some parents are genuinely bad at parenting, or do you just repeat bad patterns from their own parents? Like, do they just repeat the patterns?
I think some people genuinely do not possess the skill to be a parent. I think being a parent entails a lot of things, and first and foremost, it should be selflessness. And I mean, obviously, when you have children, your children come first, right? There's nothing that should come before your children. But I think a lot of us have probably seen this, and myself personally, some people just do not think like that. Some people's children are just so secondary. They seem like a burden. They seem like a hassle. They're always complaining about them. I personally could never be me. My children are the light of my life, the reason I wake up every day, and I'm blessed and highly favored. I actually just went to my daughter's 5th grade thing today. You know what I mean? And it just reminds you every day how thankful we are, and seeing those people show up for their kids. But a lot of people, they don't do that same type of thing. So I think some people just don't possess that skill.
And me, I think it's both. I feel like some parents are genuinely bad at parenting, but often are unresolved from like trauma or emotional maturity. And others simply just repeat what they learned from their own parents. So I think both can cause harm if the cycle is not broken. I don't know if I'm echoing.
So here's the. This is gonna be a good one, man. So I'm gonna tell you what. And listen, before we indiscretion, guys, if you guys can't take this heat, because it's about to get real personal. But I just want you guys to understand what I'm giving you from. This is my book, okay? My book, and my book alone. So when I speak, I'm speaking for me and my parents, right? So I think, I agree with both of these guys, man. And listen, I commend fathers because, to percentage wise, a mother is always gonna be there. You hardly see baby fathers and mothers together. It's always baby mama and baby daddies, right? So when you're together, you can't be the baby mama and baby daddy. That's my daughter. That's the father. When you separate it, it's become baby mama and baby daddy. But at the end of the day, man, like when it says, do you think parents are genuinely bad parenting? So I'm gonna tell you how my mom was. My dad stayed locked up, right? But what I don't like is, and even my kids' mom, when I see my mom and my dad curse, drink in front of me, smoke in front of me, and everything, and then for a generation of curses, I just think that for me, man, I had to take the hard route, right? It was hard for me. But I do know we can't teach our kids the way we was brought up. It's impossible.
Right.
It's impossible, man. These kids teaching us. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here dancing with my daughter like that. You can't dance like that. You got to move this way. You know what I mean? But it's up to us for us best parent to go. So, genuinely bad parents. I think my dad was horrible parent, but my mom was amazing. You know what I mean? So like it goes. I guess it depends on, who's in the household the most or your upbringing. But we can't blame us. As a sponge. And just gonna get deep, bro. Let's go to the second question, man. Can we go with the second question, y'all? I appreciate you guys. Hey, y'all, thank you for guys
how
being
much
here.
our parents' actions and choices affect how we raise our own kids? I guess relating to what Country just said, you guys, at the end of the day, this is going to be when we talk about questions like this, it is the age-old debate, psychological debate of nature versus nurture, right? I mean, we talk about what we're predisposed to and what we can change, or how we have been molded, right? Or versus how we mold ourselves, right? Because there's two different versions of nature. There's the nature that forms you and that leaves an impression on you, and then there's nature that you leave an impression on other things, right? So depending on what's harder, you know what I mean, the environment or you. So that's how we figure out who leaves an impression on what. For me personally, I had a very rough upbringing. My parents were not good parents. They both had substance abuse issues. I was almost a foster child when I was 8 years old. I raised my little brother by myself, who was 19 months younger than me, right? And I had a bunch of people around me as examples, but none of them were good. So what was I going to draw from? You know what I did? I took lemons and I made lemonade, because I said, you know what? You are a perfect example of what not to be. Now I might not know what to do, but I certainly know what not to do, right? Based on what they're doing, because that's not going to be a good thing for me. It's not working for them. It's certainly not going to work for me. Now with my daughters right here, would I ever, make those same mistakes? I've learned from that the first time around. It didn't work with me. It wasn't going to help me. And the big thing with that is, it's the old hard times make hard men make easy times make soft men. I grew up kind of hard like that, but now with my daughters, I'm going to spare them the trauma, but I'm not going to spare them the lesson. Right. So I use my own method, knowing what did not work when I was coming up.
That's good. I appreciate that one, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Got to say, Savage?
The question is, how much do your parents...
You got it?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. It said, in your opinion, I'm going to read out loud for everybody. In your opinion, how much do our parents' actions and choices affect how we raise our own kids?
For me, I would say their actions, it plays a major part, right? I know for me, like everybody else, they probably didn't think they had the best parents. I mean, but my mother tried. My mother was a single parent. So I remember like when I left Jersey, I never heard my mom say I love you until I left New Jersey. You know what I mean? That stuck with me. So I'm like, Dad, I got kids now. You know what I mean? So I want to tell my kids I love them every day. You know what I mean? I want them to know that I love them instead of waiting for them to go move far away or, you know what I mean, something happens to them. So it's tough, you know what I mean? So I just learned from what I've learned from my mom and use that towards my kids to make them feel better.
I have to agree with my mom. I was affected big time, man, but I was affected in a different way. So I saw abuse. Like as a kid, can you imagine when you watch your mom get beat up and your dad tell you, and then you hear him to wear his words, how he called your own mother out her name. That's my BITC. Like back, like you know what I mean, like effect wise, right? So let me tell you, like I knew God had me when I was a kid because my dad stayed locked up, my mom stayed drunk. So it wasn't really, action wise. I saw them stay drunk, dad on drugs, mom on drugs. So that was the only action I knew, right? So I'm sitting here like doing this right here. And I just remember, like my brother day and night, y'all, oh Lord, this is gonna be a good one. My brother put his hands on women. I told my father in his face when the day he got locked up, I said, Dad, I will never be like you. That was the words came out of my mouth when I was a kid because I had to raise my brother. You know what I mean? So like for the actions and choices that I made, I remember sleeping in garbage cans, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to steal to make sure my brother was good. You know what I mean? So like my dad was locked up. So those the actions that I had to take because I saw my dad do it, right? I remember like, as parents and now, but I told my dad, I will never be like you. Never. And I'm just here to tell y'all right now, man, it was the hardest thing ever because, my mom did things that she's not proud of, but I watch her do it. Yeah. You get what I mean? I had to watch my mom make these decisions to sacrifice for her kids. My dad gone. Always gonna be mama, baby, daddy, maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe daddy there, maybe not. Majority, mom gonna figure it out, right? So like I had to watch that, man. And it did affect me for a very long time. It affected me, but it changed me. It changed me when I first had my child. I went back and thought about the things that my dad did and, with my mom. So I'm saying, you know what? Ain't no way. I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? So I had to sit down, and what I've learned, I had to sit down and listen to my kids, not them listening to me. Because I learned a lot from my kids. You get what I mean? Their upbringing, the way we were raised, man, how it is now. So now I just had to sit there and take time and be patient with mine. So that first, that goes. But let's go to the next question, y'all. It says, can you think of any parenting habits that you noticed passed down from your parents or grandparents?
So again, with me, and I think you're probably going to see a common theme here with me because of the type of people that my parents were. As you mentioned, the domestic abuse. I saw my mother break a Jack Daniels bottle over my dad's head. My mama stabbed my dad with a fork. Okay, right in front of me. I mean, things were wild. This is not average stuff. You know what I mean? This is next level, hard drug use, the whole thing, CPS involvement. I knew because I had a dry run parenting, right? I tried not to even pass them down to my brother. I tried to exude my brother from that influence as I'm trying to raise him as an older brother, right? And so I had a bit of a test run. Most people don't get a shot at practice parenting. You know what I mean? So I tried to do my best with my little brother. I wish I could have done better. I did as good as I could, right? But I certainly was not going to take any of the things that I saw. Now, I think my mother was really loving, and she tried to tell us that, I love you boys, I love you boys, I love you boys more than life. She didn't love us more than drugs, though, right? So she said it all the time, but she didn't mean it, right? So that was a bad habit for me. Like, you talk a lot, but do you really mean this? Because the mouth lies, right? Your actions will always tell the truth. If you really love your kids, then when she stopped doing the stuff, and she's much better now, that was love, right? She loved my brother's son, my nephew, right? She's she's taking care of my nephew right now. I saw what love does, right? Because she stopped doing the thing for to see her grandkids grow up, right? And then is raising my little nephew. So, but I saw these things where she'd say this and do this. And then my grandmother on the other side, when I lived with my grandmother, there was no I love you. Very cold. So with my daughters, I make sure to tell them, but not only do I tell them, my actions demonstrate that. A lot of the things that I saw my parents do is again, I always went the exact opposite route. And I think that's going to be a common thing with me. So I don't think I have any sorts of those type of behaviors. And it's a cognizant decision. that I don't.
Good answer, man. What you got to say? What you got to say, Seb?
Let me go back to the question. My bad.
Don't worry, you got your team. Don't worry about it. I can repeat it. Number 3 says, can you think of any parenting habits you noticed passed down from your parents or grandparents?
That's kind of hard for me, right? Because my mom was always working. I mean, I know my grandmother was a worker also. So I think if I go with that, them habits is always working and providing for my family. And like with my dad not being around, I think one habit or one bad habit I got from him is like not reaching out to the kids that don't live with me more than I should. I got 6 kids. I mean, so like 4 of them lived with me and the other 2 didn't. So it's like I was the other 2 of my kids that I didn't reach out to more. And I felt like I had to break that habit of like, you know what, let me not be like him, let me be better. Let me call them more often. Let me call them every day. Even if I got to set my alarm at 8 o'clock, I mean, in the morning, at night, just make sure I reach out to them more often. So I don't have those bad habits that I felt like came towards my way.
I do, man. I have habits like I don't call my kid as much as I should, and this is the reason why. For me, it hurts me because I only hear from my kids when they want something.
Right.
So I become numb to it. So like they don't call me, or if I want to hang out, do a movie, I'll call and say something, and it become numb, and I get tired. I'm tired, right? So I'm like, they want to hang, and then I was saying earlier, I remember my daughter, y'all. I'm gonna show you my daughter here at the end of the show, but I remember like I used to get them I love yous so much when they was kids, and then as they get older, you hear less and less. You know what I mean? Like I don't hear it as much no more. But at a young age, I heard it. 17, I don't hear it as much. 18, I don't hear it as much. You don't hear from them as much. But like only time I hear from them, it's only when they want something.
Right.
And then I'm the bad father though, right? So like those bad habits, I feel like my mom and my dad stayed locked up, but they didn't call me as much. But I feel like I can do better, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And you know, I can do better on my part because, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know, I'm there for my kids, man, but I become so numb to it. So I'm like, is that a bad habit? But my mom was a hustler, man. That's a good thing, right? My mom was a nurse, actually. My mom was a nurse. She was an RN. You know what I mean? My mom grind, she walked to work. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a skip and a hop. You know what I mean? So she walked to work, man. So yeah, I just think for as bad habit goes, man. But thank you guys for being here. Welcome to Men Take a Seat. I got myself, Big Country. I got my brother Brandon, my brother Savage here. 2 amazing men, man. Look, these guys look amazing today, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys being here. Just let you guys know at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, I don't even know. Honestly, though, man, listen. I don't even know if we're gonna get to these questions, man, but I hope it's a continuation, man, because it's a very good topic that mommy, Mimi, that won last week, man. Amazing topic, Mimi. I appreciate you, and this need to be touched on. You know what I mean? So thank you so
before you go to the next question, you know how you just said like your kids always reach out to you when they want something. I had to put myself I got a 20-year-old, 17-year-old, 16-year-old. I mean, that's my oldest kids, and I had to put myself in their shoes. Like, what was I doing at their age? They want to be with their friends. They want to hang out with their friends, so they don't really want to call to say I love you. They want to be out there with their friends, going to the movies, going to the mall. And I had to realize that, like, you know what? They want to have fun. They at the age where they want to get out there, have fun. They don't want to go trick and treating with you no more. They don't want to go spend time with Christmas and stuff like that. So I had to understand, like, all right, cool. You know what? So I can't get mad at them for not wanting to call and say I love you or check up on daddy, whatever. You know what I mean? So that's why I had to, like I said, put in my phone reminder. Hey Siri, remind me every day. Call my kids.
No,
you know,
not right now.
And you know what, Country? You know what I want to say? You know who else mainly hears from people when they only need something?
What?
God. How many people when they need, you know what I'm saying? How many people when they're up are they talking to the big man, right? But when you need something, as soon as you need something, oh please, this, that, and the other, right? But were you there? You know what I'm saying? So you know what? That's the unfortunate. Being a father sometimes is a thankless job. Sometimes it is literally, it's like the best. It's like how God works. When you work well, you don't even notice you're there, right? What you're facilitating, what you're doing, and what you're making capable of them. So it's it's an interesting parallel to draw. It's an unfortunate reality, but
here's the thing though. My problem is when I reach out, I'm constantly reaching out. It's like a one-way signal. I hear they always busy. When I want to do, they always busy. But then the mom be like, you never want to spend time with your kid. You don't want to get your kid. You get where I'm going with this? So
yeah,
you get what I'm saying? So, but when I reach out, it didn't look like, I mean, shoot, eventually gonna stop. Kayla, I'm gonna just be honest, like I become numb to it. But like I sit at the house, be like, hey Dad, what you doing? I know where this going. What you doing, Dad? I'm just chilling.
How much?
So me and my friend, we want to go out to the basketball game, Dad. So I ain't heard from her in like a week. And all of a sudden, you want to go out with your friends? And know me, I'm gonna say, yeah, no problem. You know what I mean? But and then pretty soon he's like, no. And I stop answering when they call. I'm not finna answer either. If you don't answer me, I'm not finna answer you. You know what I mean? Like, it hurts me. I have feelings as well. Listen, my tomorrow's not promised. I love my kids. You get what I'm saying? But it hurts me to my core when I only hear it. But what really hurts me the most, the mothers don't push it. The mothers don't push it. Go see your dad. Go do this. You don't get that. We get it like they out hang with the mom and dad and chill out and this, and they go send money, go with a friend, spend the night at a friend's house. You don't hear mother say, hey, you need to go spend time with your dad. You need to go spend time with him. You know what I mean? So I got numb to it. Not saying all mothers, y'all. This is touch. I'm in my bag right now, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me because you know what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, you don't hear him say that. Let's go. So let's get to the next question, y'all. I want to say this right here. Like, this is a very touchy. So I had to get prepared for this because I'm hurting right now. I'm going through court for mines right now. Right? They're trying to lock me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got court on the 12th next week. You feel me? So like this right here is like a very touchy subject. So like, this is crazy. You feel me? So like, let's go to the next question, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you believe it's possible for someone to break the cycle of negative parenting they've experienced?
I answer that first, 100%. Listen, I told my mom, I'm sorry, Brett. I had to get this. No, I told my mother and my dad right in his face, I would never be like you. I never put my hands on a woman. I told my mom I never drink when I saw them get pissy drunk, when they got so wasted. When you got a dysfunctional family that I had to watch every day, drink on a day-to-day basis, and you want me to raise my kids? Absolutely not. My daughter Tajiana changed my life. When I found out she biologically wasn't mine 6 months after she was born, I accepted those terms and those conditions. She been in my life since she was born. I turned that whole negative, that generational thing, done, over with. I told them, I kept my word. I would never be like them, ever. You know what I'm saying? I love my mother. My dad didn't have an opportunity to tell me, son, this is what you need to do, what you got to do. You know what he did? He showed me what not to do. I saw my dad get locked up. I saw my dad put his hands on somebody. I saw my dad just cuss and abuse. I never put my hands on no one. I never put ever. Yo, Jim, I love you, man. Hey, Jim, we need you on the show, man. We need you on the show. I love you, brother. But listen, y'all. So I'm sorry, man. I'm a little.
No, that's okay. You know what? If I'm being honest, brother. If I'm being honest, brother, I'll tell you what. Today.
Stick around, Jim. Stick around.
2 weeks in a row. Now, I have not been with my ex-wife for 5 years. Okay, my daughters are 10 and 11, turning 11 and 12. Okay, they're 13 months today. I'm Irish. They're Irish twins. Half Filipino though, right? Just a little small joke. Now, last week, my youngest daughter was sick. I said, hey, Jenna, my ex-wife, Jenna, you sure you don't want me to just come tomorrow? We'll make up the time. If she's sick, I live an hour away. You know, I don't mind the drive, but I don't want to put my baby in an hour, hour's car ride, this, that, and the other. I'm saying she's not feeling well. We'll just handle it tomorrow, No, she's fine. She's fine. Okay. I go out there. She's not fine. All right. She can't go. She's too sick. Okay. So I take my older daughter. We have a good time. And I won't get into that part yet. Now, this week here, I go out for my younger daughter's 5th grade graduation. Lo and behold, my older daughter's not feeling well, right? I say, Jenna, Are you sure? Maybe we shouldn't just take care of all this. You know, you do this little celebration with her, you know, and I'll do a big thing for her. You know what I mean? I'll give her flowers and this. I came with flowers today and you know, did the videos and everything like that. But my older daughter says I'm too sick to go. 2 weeks in a row, no communication, right? For 5 years. I've been trying to be amicable. I've been trying to work with her. I've been trying to be patient. My ex-wife got my daughter started to get them vaccinated without my consent. See, they just do whatever she wants to do, man. I never made a fuss about it. I mean, I did. I'm not happy about it, but I don't like the things, you know, can't make unilateral decisions. So, but I never tried to talk to the courts and this, that, and the today was my last straw. So, you know what? I'm right there with you, brother. I'm right there ready about to be, you know, if we can't handle this as adults, maybe we'll have to handle this court. So it's a very touchy subject, and I understand that. And the reason why I could get into that, because for me, this question is answered pretty easily. It's what I've done. It's definitively the way that I handle things. When I saw them with those habits, I knew exactly what not to be, like I said in the first place. And it was a good thing for me. You know what? Because most often we grow from uncomfortable situations, not comfortable situations. When you're comfortable, you don't have to learn and grow. You become complacent, right? But those uncomfortable situations, they made me who I am. They showed me exactly why. I wasn't like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. I knew I definitely shouldn't be like this. You know what I mean? And my babies, it shows. It shows. Tell me. Trust me. I cannot express how much I don't expect my kids to be who they are. They're just so mature. I honestly, my oldest daughter is probably more mature than my ex-wife. I rely on her more for communication and everything like that. So most definitely can break that, but that's a touchy subject. I understand, brother. I am right there on the precipice too. I'm sorry to hear that, though.
Facts. Me too.
I love you, brother. I love you.
To answer that question, yeah, to me, it's definitely possible to break that cycle for negative parenting. But then sometimes I dig deep into it too. Like sometimes I overthink. I'm a Capricorn. I just overthink sometimes. I go by like, what's negative parenting? Like, what do you consider negative parenting? Because there's no rule book or manual for parenting. You know what I mean? Like, you could go by like what my grandparents used to do, beat their children. My mom did the same thing, but now it's like, I don't want to do that. Let's try something different, or yell at them or whatever. Like being with my baby mom, I came from a family that was used to yelling and popping your kids and getting the belt if they did something bad. But from her family, it was like, nah, let's try something different. Like, let's not do it that way. Put them in timeout, take the tablets. So it's possible, but I think you have to know what the negative parts of the parenting is in order to break that. Because sometimes you just don't know. You just think it's normal.
Yeah, you're sensitized. I definitely hear that.
We got to get through these questions, man. But we need a continuation, bro. Because this is like, you know what? Let's go with the next question, y'all.
If we got to get through half of it and do it next week again, we could continue. I'll do it next week.
I talked to Brooke and I said I'm available next week, and I had somebody good coming out, but I wasn't planning on the parenting thing. But if however you want to do it, just let me know. You know, I got nothing but love for you, brother. I'm here for this, and these are my favorite type of topics, man.
Hey,
love speaking about parenting.
You touch you the spot today, mama. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah. Hey, man, welcome to Me and Take a Seat, man. Myself, Big Country. Myself, Big Country. I got Brandon in here, y'all, and I got Savage. I have this show every single Friday. Every Friday, 7 o'clock, when the men become to be vulnerable, because I am super vulnerable right now. To be vulnerable, give a platform to be able to talk and express yourself from a man's point of view. We love the ladies. We love the fact to hear you guys' point of view. But, you know, it runs deep with men. You know what I mean? We don't really express ourselves. So we made a platform that men can actually express themselves in a safe place, in a comfortable place, in a sanctuary that they can actually say, you know what? I'm vulnerable right now, but I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? There's no judgment here. Both of these men, you know what I mean? And I take time out. There's no man greater than another. We all are iron sharpens iron, man. So we here to just sit here and sharpen each other's iron and become better men and take something out of it. And ladies, I hope you guys and men in the comments, I hope you taking notes and taking something out of it, because it's a whole heap of learning I learned today. You know what I mean?
Yes,
so I appreciate you guys being here. So number 5, it said, how do you think awareness of generational curses can change the way someone parent?
I mean, it's to me, this kind of relates to something we touched on already, right? In order to break these negative habits that are happening, these generational curses. And it might be something benign, maybe something they didn't facilitate that could have been positive, or maybe something that they're doing that it becomes negative, right? So we talk like generational wealth, right? Some people had a family that set up generational wealth for them. Some people had a family that set up a college fund. Some people had that type of family, right? Which is phenomenal. And you didn't necessarily have to have bad parents for that not to happen. You might have just not had the financial wherewithal to do that. Might not have been your economic situation, right? But then you have things like they pass something bad down, right? So, but the thing is you have to figure out the problem first, right? And in anything in life, right, we have to identify the problem points in order to address those. If we don't know the problem, how are we supposed to remedy these issues, right? So if the problem is violence, you know what I mean? It's you're desensitized to violence. You got the switch, you got the belt, you got swatted. I got it. I promise you, I got it. Now, nothing crazy for me, you know what I mean, as far as like towards the children, whatever. But that belt came off and whoom, you know what I mean? I got the hangers, I got this, that, and the other, metal hangers, as a matter of fact, and it wasn't no joke. Now, I don't do that. I don't do it to my kids. Now, I did swap my kids for a negative reinforcement as a psychology minor. I think my personal view on parenting is a fine balance between positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. So when they're young, I just as they could not like the harm, not to just, you know what I mean? What's going on here? You know what I mean? Just a quick one. And they just learned it. It was associated with something they just was mildly just didn't like. So they like, well, I don't like this. I'm not going to do this. They learned it themselves. You know what I mean? And it was just and when they did something good, I'm giving them something good, you know? So identify what's the issue, right? So you have to identify that first before you can break those curses. I had substance abuse, negligence. I had we were put last, basically. You know what I mean? And even when things were good for me, it would be like I would have the newest PlayStation for Christmas, but I wouldn't have food in my fridge. You know what I mean? I was kind of like hood rich a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I had a little bit of money to play with, this, that, and the other. But I was hustling for my school clothes, man. I was at a very young age. I was selling some stuff that I was just be selling, you know what I mean, for school clothes, all right, skateboards. So, but what the issue is right, you need to facilitate a place where kids are comfortable and they have their basic necessities, and then you could do within your means, you could do what you want to do. I realized that I never lived beyond my means for my kids. I put them first. I made sure none of my there was no BS on my part for that. And that was a problem that I saw, where there was always these personal problems that came before the kids. And that was exactly what I wasn't going to do. I identified that and said, hey, how do we remedy this? By being selfless. That's not hard for me. They didn't ask to be here, you know?
Good answer, man. Good answer. What you got to say, Seb?
I had to write some of this down, and I'm going to just go with it, right? So awareness of general curses give people the power to stop repeating harmful patterns. It creates a moment of choice rather than an automatic reaction. The awareness can lead to healing and healthier families, right? So, like my grandfather was an alcoholic, right? My uncle became an alcoholic, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to be an alcoholic. I don't like smoking, marijuana, you know what I mean? But something changed. Like when I said I didn't want to do that, and then I went to this mental health stage, and I started doing that. And at one point, I started myself becoming, my therapist said, it's a functional alcoholic. Like you use alcohol to hide your feelings. You keep things in. You don't want to let it out. You don't talk to nobody. You don't express it. So you use alcohol as that, and nobody will never know you was drinking or whatever. So like to be aware of that, I had to change myself to be like, yo, I don't like go back to my mindset. I don't want to be like them. I want to do something different. I want to be healthier. Even though I don't still take that advice to this day, 100% completely. I'm aware of it. I'm aware of what it can do to make myself better for myself, for my kids. Being intoxicated, it changed me. It made me a person I didn't want my. It brought about a side of me that I didn't want my kids to see at one point. And I look back like that. You know what? If I wasn't intoxicated, I probably would have never did that.
That's a good one. Shit. Yeah. Y'all, welcome to Men Take a Seat again. Myself, Big Country. We got Brandon at the top, Savage down here at the bottom. Y'all, thank you guys for joining. Stick around if you guys have any questions, y'all. Please put them in the comments. Brooke, if you get a chance, can you put the topic in the comment as well, so people can read it. Again, y'all, whoever my number one gift of the show by 8 o'clock will name the next week's topic. I gonna go to the next question. Can a parent recognize their own bad habits and make changes, or do you think Do you think they are stuck in their ways or their own ways? Brandon?
You know, yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones that I can't give you a cookie cutter answer to, because I really think it's subjective based on the person. I think some people, it just kind of, I think, but maybe even in the box, right, we have different views about maybe the influence of our parents versus me not having much of an influence. So based on the person, we're going to see the impact that has, right? So some people are very self-aware, right? And I think part of this question is it going to be on time? Say everybody can eventually recognize some bad, like, is it in time for it to matter, right? Because for me, if I do something, I need to instantly recognize it and instantly remediate it, so it doesn't seem like a habit that's being pushed on them, or something that they see on a reoccurring basis, because then they're going to pick that up. So if I have a bad habit, I need to nip it right in the bud, right? But some people have bad habits, like my mother. I told you, my mother was on hard drugs, brother. I had to give my mother a call and say, hey, you know what? You're not going to see your granddaughters grow up. You're going to kill yourself first. And then the switch flipped, right? But now, is she doing the same thing she's doing with me that she did with me when I was a kid with my nephew? No. She's trying to be mother of the year. So she most definitely recognized her issue and definitely corrected it, right? But when was it? I'm grown, brother. You know what I mean? I had to figure that out for me. Yes, my nephew's benefited from it. So I think people can. It depends on the person. But is it going to be in time? Is it going to make the significant, or has it already done the damage? You know what I mean? That's the problem.
Yo, man, what you gonna say, Savage?
Man, you took the words out of my mouth. It definitely takes willingness to want to change. And you have to recognize, you really have to recognize like the habits that you're doing is wrong. And like I said earlier, though, sometimes it's just you're just so stuck in your ways, you don't know what need to be changed until somebody give you an out winner, no matter what it is. But I'm gonna keep that one short because he pretty much said everything I wanted to say on that one. Like, he really took the word out of my mouth, so I'm gonna keep this one short.
Yeah. So my brother, man, my brother like day and night. So my brother abused, domestic. My brother even lost his kids. You get what I'm saying? So they call me, right? They call me and ask me, do I want to take 3 beautiful children? Right? So he knew what he had to do. He knew what he had to do, right? And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Okay. But under one condition, I talked to my brother, said, listen, I'm gonna take those kids, but you got to do your part. Because I have kids of my own. I live in a home. I'm not working and fixed income, right? So like, and then just let you guys know when it comes to, it's a difference between fostering and adopting. So they was giving me only $21 a day per child. I had to provide everything else, right? So I told my brother, the only thing you need to do is go to those parenting classes, the things that you need to do with in the program, and I would do it. And he didn't. And he didn't. Listen, when the devil take over your opportunity, it's a problem. You know what I mean? It's become a problem. He got so used to it, loving the streets, you know what I'm saying? Going to one bedroom house and then the other house. And then for his kids need him. Now he lost his kids in the system. As was a better, you know what? Them work on getting your kids back. You know what I mean? So like he's stuck in his old ways, absolutely. You know what I mean? That he's stuck in his own ways. And that's the only thing I got to say about me, man, because I don't mind change. I love my kids. Listen, whatever my kid I need to do for my kids to sacrifice the father, I would sacrifice. I asked this question to Savage. This is how we think, right? I said, if you got 3 of your children and your wife, and it was on a bridge, you only can save 2. Who would you save first? Comments? Who would you save first? No. You, your husband. No, this is the husband and your kids. You only can save two. Who would you save? Anybody?
Kids.
Me and my husband.
I mean, the kids got a lot of life on it. I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's like I've lived my life, brother. I'd have to say the kids.
Okay, so honestly, it is a very hard question. Here is the problem. Now, I want you guys to rethink. After we done with this, you're gonna rethink it. If you save your kids and your wife die, there's no reproducing.
No.
Right. If your when Job lost his kids, his wife was still alive.
Right.
God gave him double the portion for his obedience. If you get rid of the woman, can't produce more kids. It hits hard because there's your kids. So you know, you the father, right? So like it goes. Like I'm gonna say I live my life. I'm out of here. I'm gone. But all reality, if all women are wiped away, you can't produce no more.
Sure.
Majority of us gonna say, hey, you know, I'm saving my kids. I live my life. I was thugging back, gang banging out here in the street doing me. I was stripping and everything. You know what I mean? I don't want that life no more, and I done it, right? And that's
Charlie,
it.
that part. No offense. My kids didn't ask to be brought here, brother. You know what I'm saying? So if I have an obligation to anything, I cannot sit there and say that I can take any obligation to any adult over any of my kids at any point in time. There's 0.000% for me, just because I know at the end of the day, I would give my life right now for my children. I sit down the rest of my life with a smile on my face. And if my ex-wife wanted it, that's a fault of hers.
I would too, but what I'm saying is the fact is, truthfully.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like there's the pragmatically to approach the situation. You
know what I mean? Like again, I want everybody to really think about that, because if you go from marriage goes God, the husband, and the wife, then your kids. That's how it's written. Yeah. Right? So that I just want to throw that in there, y'all, to get food for thought to think about, man. But like when it comes to parenting, that lets you know us men, we really sacrifice, right? Like, you know, we die for our wife and protect our kids, and that's just how we is. Okay, I'm just throwing that in there because our protection game is on point. Okay,
that's right.
I'm just throwing that in there, y'all. Throw that in there.
Quick draw McGraw style. You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying? I wish someone loved me. Hey, listen.
Love yourself.
I'm gonna tell you. Just I said this, Charlie. If you can chase God as hard as you chase men, God will put somebody in your life that you don't even have to chase, and you're done.
That's a fact.
Go harder, baby. If you going hard, I'm talking about chase God, not pursuing. You're gonna pursue later, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Him first all the time. You know what I'm saying? On that point, men gotta go. Okay, men got the cooties. I'm just saying, you got the cooties. You know what I mean? So here we go, y'all. Number 6, can parents recognize? Number 7. It says, what role do you think a personal growth plays in breaking a negative cycle from previous generations?
For me, man, the thing is, and this kind of goes back to the timing of recognizing errors and correcting your situation, right? I think if you're correcting things quick enough, you don't have time for personal growth, right? If you waited for your own personal growth to try to break that, because for me, I saw it right away. I didn't have to spend time improving on myself to change this. I think that applies to a different situation, for instance, right? I think if you're somebody who has repeated the generational curses, has repeated and inherited some of those bad habits, I think then you have to go through personal growth, maybe like my mother, right? But the timing wasn't there for me. So that's second best option. For me, it's got to be off the jump. You know what I mean? Right away, as a child, I wasn't growing at all. There was no growth. I was a child. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nope, that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? And most children are so perceptive, they don't need to wait for personal growth. Some people don't have it in them. There is some limitation sometimes, you guys. Some people are not as capable as other people. So those people might have to learn it the hard way, go through personal growth, and then that might play a role. But I personally think for me, it was right out the jump. Right when I was a kid, I didn't have to wait around for it. I instantly knew what was wrong and what was right and what I needed to do.
Appreciate it. What about you, Sap?
Let me see, personal growth. I think that plays a major part in your parents. And for one, like they always say, if you can't love yourself, how can you love others, right? So if you are aware of your, if you're in your personal growth stage,
Charlie.
it could definitely change the way you parent. It could transform the way you parent. Let's just say I grew up. I was always angry all the time, so I take it out on my kids, or take it out when I get home. Coming home from work, I just bring it home. And when you find yourself and hear yourself, and you figure out that the anger inside of you wasn't right, it could definitely change the way you parent. Because now you coming home from work and saying, you know what, I'm gonna leave work at work and come home and treat my kids differently.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I appreciate you guys. We only got 6 minutes left before the show is over, y'all. So make sure that, you know what I'm saying, watch the board. If you guys want something to talk about and you want to put it on the board, please, y'all, we ask you guys, snipe it so we can hear what you got to say. Put it on your chest. I'm gonna go skip to number 9, man, because I want to get to 9 and 10 as fast as I can, right? So number 9 said, do you think society views of parenting has changed in a way that helps people break free from generational patterns?
Let me just see it in its entirety. Do you think so? Change in a way that helps people break. I mean, do I need society's views to tell me what to do with my kids?
Right.
I mean, yes, right. I think that as a whole, we're starting to learn that the stoic man needed to be also emotionally intelligent, right? The man that went to work also needed to find time for his kids and his wife, right? I think we learned enabling is a bad thing over time. We've seen enough people do it. So yeah, over time, I believe that we always make growth as a society, as a group of people, right? But for me personally, I'm raising my kids, right? If I needed to wait for society to tell me what to do, maybe I shouldn't have had kids in the first place, if I'm being honest, right?
Talk your talk now. Talk your talk. What you got to say about that, Savage?
No, I agree with what he said. The way it is now is like, it's so many rules. Like, oh, you can't do this with your kids. You can't talk to them this way. You can't, like you said, it's my kids. I mean, like, yeah, you could get your input, and I could take it in advice to see if I could do things differently. But I don't feel like society should be able to tell me what to do or how to do with my kids. They're mine. They didn't come out my belly, but they got put into a belly. So, but it's always good to at least take some advice from people. Like I said, there's no manual when it comes to parenting.
Sure.
I'm gonna go to 10. I'm gonna go to 10, y'all, because I'm not even gonna answer none of these questions. So if they want to get to 10, okay, then maybe we got 4 minutes left, y'all. It says, what are some of the ways people can learn to be better parents, even if they're challenging childhoods?
Appreciate you. You don't always have good examples around you, right? Like I didn't, but it's out there. I mean, you know what the difference between a good parent is and a bad parent, right? I mean, if we have to sit there and there's resources out there, you say there's not a manual for it, but there are certainly books that help us, right? If people are lost, right, you can seek guidance from a trusted individual. You can seek guidance from the Lord. You can seek guidance from a lot of places. There's resources out there. There's ways that if you want to do something, if you want to improve, and I say this all the time in different capacities, I always want to be 1% better today than I was yesterday. All right. And it's just 1%, a little bit at a time. Like you said, maybe just leave work at work this time. You know what I mean? We do it a little bit at a time. Try to sit there and adapt and acclimate to be, oh, you know what? I realize I'm a little hard on my kids right now. I want the best for them, but I'm a little hard on them. So what do? You test it out, right? You kind of adapt, you change, and you look at it and see how is this affecting my children. It really comes down to some self-inventory of what you're doing and what you're trying to achieve, and is it working? And then maybe the culmination of some outside, I really like this. I really heard, this person spoke, Jordan B. Peterson spoke like this. This person spoke like that. So there's people out there, and maybe you know them, maybe they're on social media, whatever. There's books out there. I think there's resources, man. If you want to do something, you're going to change it.
Seven.
I totally agree. I had to write down this one too, because there is also therapy, reading parenting books, emotional intelligence, joining support groups, even being on stream, like being here. I mean, you can learn things from being on Big Country Show. But there is ways you can. I forgot what the exact question was, but there is ways
I got you. It said, what are some of the ways? We got 1 minute left, y'all. So make sure y'all get ready for the snipe. Look out for it. Man, the snipe game is crazy. It said, what are some ways people can learn to be better parents, even if they're challenging childhoods?
Yeah, so those are some of so those are some of the ways, like those examples. But it's all growth. It's all the growth thing. It's all a learning experience for everybody who is parents. Nobody's perfect when it comes to raising kids. Doing it by yourself or doing it with your partner is always going to be different, man. But if you need outlets or resources, there's definitely things out there places you can go. So
now I can speak, y'all, because I will say this. To me, what's very, very important is co-parenting. Like, what can we do as parents to make it better? That's one thing we're missing, y'all. Like, co-parenting is so important. Like, we have to, you know what I mean? So, like, at the end of the day, it may be things that I don't like or the mother don't like, but at the come down, we have to co-parent to make it work for our child. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, I want to say, y'all, thank you. This is the end of the show. Myself, Big Country, Brandon, Savage, man. Thank you guys so much, man. It's so much I wanted to say, man. And I feel like this is a deep one, bro. Like I couldn't say what I want to say. But yeah. But the question, Brooke, you have questions? People put in the comment.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a little emotion, man. So
I got a little bit emotional too. So I just thank you guys for being really vulnerable as well. But one of the questions this is from Mimi. She said, when you go through a tough part of parenting, do you ever pause and give your parents grace that they were once going through a tough patch of parenting as well?
Yeah. Me and my mother, y'all. So my mom was cremated. So I have my mom here with me, right? But one thing before she passed, we had an amazing relationship. Like, me and my mom relationship was, listen, my mom was a savage. Like, my mom could be sick, and I'm like, Mom, you know what? I want to go to a movie. Let's go to the movie. Sick as a dog. Okay, baby, let's go.
That's right.
And I always told her, I said, Mom, I want to say thank you, man. Because you don't realize when you was a kid until you put yourself in your mother's shoes and make the decisions she had to make, the critical decisions she had to do. And we put ourselves, and I'm like, man, this is not easy. So I had to give my mom grace. Like, the sacrifice, my mom sold drugs, and man, my mom did a lot of stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Good or bad, but she did it for her kids with the right intentions to make sure her kids eat. You know what I mean? Times that, bro, I go 3-4 days without eating. I used to eat mayonnaise sandwiches. You know what I mean? So, like,
instant mashed potato sandwiches.
No, I'm talking
All
about
starch.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I had to give my mom grace, man. You know, when my mom went over to church, the first time I gave her grace, bro, when me and my mom went to church together. I ain't understand the Bible then. The more I went to, I said, Mom, you know, I just want to tell you I love you. And then it caught on to me later on. She said, baby, I love you too. Tomorrow's not promised. And I didn't get a chance. I remember one day, and everybody know me, man, I was like talking to my mom on my birthday, y'all. This is on my birthday. Kiss my mom. Babe, I see you in a few days. My mama never made it back home. Never made, I was the last person that saw her. So, like, giving her grace, give a person their flowers while they can still smell it.
Right.
Let me tell you something. Parents, men and women, look, I'm going to tell you, nowadays, kids killing their own parents. Forget all that, man. Look, mine gonna be disciplined. You know, I ain't even don't do I ain't gonna let you get over me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let you get over me, man. But that's a very good question. I'm gonna let them talk, but I'm gonna let Mommy in the box. Mommy wanted to get in, and I want to thank Mommy real. Charlie, I'm gonna let you in real quick, babe. Give me 1 second, man.
I got a couple more questions from other people too.
Okay.
I can make it quick on that one. Same thing. As far as giving grace, I told you, like, touching on my grandmother after I was in her care and stuff. She was my guardian. She was not a very warm woman. She's like the Rosie the Riveter. My grandmother came up to Detroit, $50 in her pocket, right? From down south. All my family's from Louisiana, Alabama, New Orleans, right? During the riots, right? And made it happen. You feel me? That's the type of woman she is. She just makes it happen. You understand? She converted this farmhouse. She had to raise my mother and then her oldest son, right? And then us. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get no break. My grandmother still works to this day. My grandmother's a paralegal. So not only was she doing the legal grind, hustling her prescription medication, trying to make it happen. I remember her car broke down. She was catching 3 buses in the snow to get to work to put that roof over my head. So you know what? I might not gotta love you all the time. She might not have been the warmest, but she did what she had to do. And that is actually probably something I probably should have touched on that I did pick up, because you know what? I don't want to hear excuses. I seen her do it and she's still doing it. You know what I'm saying? So as much as I might not got the love you, so you know what? I did get something else. I got a hard, hustling woman, and she didn't take no for an answer. And if I needed to make her, she made it happen for me. And, sometimes I didn't ask. I just made it happen for myself. But if I had to ask, she make it happen for me. And today, if I say, hey, grandma, I'm bad. What can I do for you, baby? You know what I mean? That's my grandma. So most definitely got to give them grace. But, give them the flowers when you can. Most definitely.
All right. Go ahead, Brooke. I'm sorry.
Okay. Another one is, with you having to grow up so fast as a kid, what do you wish you could do as a child that you never had the chance to do? That was from Emily On.
Man, I wish I had the chance to really live as a kid, like be a child,
be a kid.
Be a kid. I mean, it was a struggle. Like I said, my mom had to work 2 or 3 jobs and still struggle. You know what I mean? So as a middle-aged brother, I had an older brother locked up. I was the big brother. You know what I mean? I had a little sister to take care of. I mean, then she adopted 2 more of my little brothers and sisters. So I really had to get out there and grind and find a way.
Hey, mommy.
While mommy working, we still need to eat. They still want ice cream from the ice cream truck. So I wish
the easy answer for me, same, man. I ain't gonna have nothing else to say, but I wish I could be a kid.
Yeah, same. Honestly, I think that's a lot of us right there. Is when you grow up too fast, that's the one thing you miss out on. Sometimes it creates a weird situation later in life where you have to try to relive that because you missed that milestone, and that's not what you want to be doing as an adult. So I really, at the time, that's what I try to make sure my kids can do. I want them to learn to grow up and be responsible and stuff like that, but not too fast, especially as little girls.
Can I add on to that real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's a generational curse that I had to go through. I was the oldest of 7, so my siblings were my responsibility when my parents were out working. Right now with my oldest, and I only have 2 kids. My oldest, he had to mature so much quicker because I felt like he was the only person that could help me because his dad wasn't around. And I felt like there was the same thing for my mom because my dad was always working. She was a stay-at-home mom. She was responsible for household duties. So when she had my sister, which was soon after me, literally like a year and some change, she was drowning as a parent. So she relied on me to help her because she didn't have my dad. My dad was an alcoholic, abusive, cheating man. And so right now when I was by myself as a single mother, my oldest had to grow up and learn responsibilities. And then I had to stop myself and be like, this is a freaking kid. Like, I have to do this on my own because I don't want my child to grow up thinking that he can't be a kid. He has to be grown up and he's 12. So right now I beat myself up a lot because I'm like, he's so mature for his age. And I feel like I raised him this way because of my single parenting. And it beats me up so much that my kid is
It's okay, man.
He's not really enjoying to be a kid. Now he is, but I feel like it's a little late. Like now he's just matured so much that he doesn't enjoy things like his little brother. His brother goes out and enjoys doing things. He's always in the house. He just doesn't have the same level of like, I'm a child. He's so grown up in my eyes. And I beat myself up because of my parents.
Mimi, do we have time that I could say something to her about that? Because I have the same situation a little bit. Here's what I would say. Gauge the spark in your child. Look in their eyes. He just might not have the same, that spark might not be for the same things. My daughter likes to go out and be a little bit more girly and do this and this. But my older daughter will get that spark. It's just in certain situations. She likes the video games. She likes different things. She is more mature. She is more responsible. And there is a blatant difference. Even though they're only 13 months of the day, it seems like there's a bigger difference. Like my younger daughter is much younger, much more childlike. But don't give up hope on it, because you know what, that spark is still there. I'm almost positive that spark is still there, sweetheart. And it's not, you don't have to feel bad. You know what I mean? I'm really I've experienced a little bit of that too. It's really resonated with me when you say that, but just look for that spark.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's still there.
I got to stop everybody real quick, y'all, because I got to pray. Somebody we got to pray for here, man.
I'll join you. Would you lead prayer?
Absolutely. Man, listen, it is some parents in here going through some stuff. It is parents that dealing with their children, parents that's maybe like, I could tell from mommy's topic that was it hit home for her. And mom, I just want to say thank you.
Thank
you. Because we needed this on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like we needed it.
Not just the parents, it's maybe the kids that's had parents like that and they've dealt with that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a parent, but I went through a lot of the other side of it, of having, like, what we've all been talking about, and it's really touching. Like, you guys are making me, I'm trying to hold it all in.
I just want to pray, y'all, because it's a lot of suffering in here as parents. Like, we don't know good parents and bad parents, and we, when we think it's good, it may be bad for somebody else. You know what I mean? So, like you said, it's no rule book, but it has a lot that I wanted to say that I dealt with, and it's harder for us men because we hold it on the inside, y'all. We don't express it like that. You know what I mean? We don't express it the way mothers do. Mothers are actually nurturers. Like, it's so easy for them to express it, and men, we don't, and we need to do better. You know what I mean? We actually need to do better. But listen, y'all, if anybody in here that disagree about this prayer, I'm not telling you to leave the stream completely. Just walk out the front door. And then when you hear it, come back, just come on back, okay? But I need some agreements in here. You know what I mean? Dear Heavenly Father, today, Father, I just want to say thank you. And thank you for putting on Mimi's heart, Father, this particular topic, because it touched a lot of people today. I ask you right now, Father, the ones that's suffering and dealing with and don't have answers to the things they're dealing with, I just ask you to lead them and guide them. Make anything that's crooked, make it straight for them. Heavenly Father, I just want to say thank you for being amazing. And Father God, you touched on my heart today, that a particular verse that you have a prophet to prophesize in your book. And I'm gonna read this to you guys real quick. That this really means a lot to me, y'all. That I want to talk about this, y'all. So just bear with me here. In this verse, I'm gonna show you guys is Isaiah 60:22. It says, "The smallest family will become 1,000 people. The thinnest group will become mighty nations. At the right time, the Lord, will make it happen." Okay? No matter what today is, keep your faith strong. God can change your story. It's not the end of your book. That ain't what your book look like. He can change your whole story. Whatever the story is, and whatever that's in your life right now that it looks like it's terrible and it's horrible and things not going right, God can change your story. Don't worry about the book cover. The outer part ain't got nothing to do with it. It's what God, as long as you put God in it and give him and make God the author of your book, I promise you, y'all, just be patient with him and trust him, right? It said in his timing, it said God will change your story to turn your sorrows into joy. His timing is never late. It's always perfect. Keep praying. Don't quit. Miracles happens every day. So never stop believing. God can change things very quickly in your life if you still trust him. In Jesus' name, amen. I appreciate you guys, man. I just wanted to say this, y'all, man. Thank you guys so much. This is like, this is like all those grown-ups crying here, and I just want to say, you feel like a safe place that you can feel comfortable, man. I'm vulnerable like crazy, you know what I mean? And I just want to say thank y'all. Thank you, Brandon Savage. Thank you for the last minute showing up, and Mommy, this topic right here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this was definitely a good topic. You warned me to get a little emotional in here. I should have had some shades on it, you know what I mean?
Look, you see this, King? All this out. Look, all this. I'm showing it everything. I ain't hiding nothing.
You should
You
have
know
them
what I mean?
all off. Like, that's not fair.
Like,
None
here,
of
like
us
I
have
came
our
to the
glasses.
like I told Country though, is a lot of men that go through things like myself. I go through a lot every day, and it's like I don't reach out. I don't reach out to people. I don't want to look weak or feel weak to anybody, but like just knowing that there's people out there going through the same thing is like, it's okay to reach out. It's okay to be like, yo, Country, let me talk to you off the app, man. Let me give you a call, or he might have the resources for me to, you know what I mean, to call somebody else. I'm like, I got you, big bro, or little bro, whatever. So like being here for real is like an eye opener again for me to realize like everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. Everybody's going through something. Not just men. Like everybody's going through something. So. Country, thank you for letting me be here. I mean, I would definitely pull up more often for these topics. I appreciate you. I did take a lot into consideration, or I did take a lot in to know like where I got to work on with myself on my healing journey to do better with my kids.
Amen, man.
And Savage, brother, I told Country, man, and I do a big thing I pushed was men's mental health and stuff like that, where you can't always talk on a stream. Things get too personal. Things get too, you know what I mean? It's not always for there. And there's definitely some good people around here. And Country and I told him, I said, here's my number. And the people that know me for, this, I don't even really, but he's in particular special case to me. He's done so much for me. I love this man so much. Like I can't even, I said, you know what? And I'm not a 6 p.m. friend. It's 3 a.m., 3 in the morning. Call me if you know what I mean. It don't matter. Cause you know what? There's no schedule for that when it hits you. There's no schedule for that when you can't find your way. And, you just try to find people that you can lean on sometimes. It's not always easy to trust people. It's not, some people say, oh yeah, you can. And then they look at you maybe a little, you know what I mean? That's not, you need people that you really, you know what I mean? That don't, so just if you, my Instagram's my thing, you know what I mean? On a small level, I just met you, brother. If I could be there for y'all, just do something like this. It's just a simple question, maybe whatever it is, whatever. You know what I mean?
I'll be needing that a lot. Like my mental health is, not
today.
there.
This month is mental health. I don't know if you guys knew, but it's men's mental health this month.
Yes.
Big shout out for men's mental health. Listen, I want to say something to you, Savage. It doesn't make you weak when you're vulnerable. We're human.
Oh hell no.
It's okay to be vulnerable. It doesn't make you weak. And honestly, it makes you more of a man. The only person
you be around the right people. Like
Absolutely, kid. Because listen, I cry. I hurt. I'm not gonna say, and we grew up saying that, son, you gotta stop crying about this and be a man about it. No. I'm not gonna teach my kids that. I can't tell my kids, you know what I'm saying? I need you to man up. Go do what you need to do. You may gonna fall and slip. I need you to get back up. I'm not gonna tell them don't cry, don't be a wussy about it. Doesn't make you weak. You know what I mean? Because they got to go through it and realize what not to do the next time.
Right.
You know what I mean? They have to. So as a parent, bro, like I struggle, man. I struggle as a parent because me and the co-parenting ain't there. That is the most important thing. If you can line yourself with good co-parenting, a good mother that you can co-parent with, we may not always agree to disagree, it will be a whole lot better. It'll be a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Mommy.
That was going to be one of my questions, is because we talk about we're talking about men that generational curses and stuff, and for me, one of the hard parts for me as a female on the female side, right? Because I'm not going to say I was the best like baby's mom, I had to guard myself from my baby's father. So a lot of the times, like Brandon was saying, is you you have your partner making decisions for herself or not speaking to you about what's going on, or basically doing things on her own and not having you to fall back on. And that for me came from what my dad taught me. He's like, don't rely on no man. Just do your own thing, relying on what your gut says, and if he's not going to be there for you, F him. Like that's what my dad would tell me. So, but at the same time, and I was processing this like literally this morning, and I was telling my mom, I was like, how is it going to tell me be independent so you don't ever rely on a man, but then tell me at the same time, find you a man that's going to take care of you? Like that makes no sense to me. And to me, it's like the generational curses doesn't just come from a man, it also comes from a woman. So when a woman is guarded and she is fighting and she's toxic, as you guys might say, it might come from how she was raised herself. Like you guys have to factor that in as well, that men are not the only ones, but also women. And it's just like, if you guys are both focused on breaking those generational curses and healing each other so that your kid has a great future together, that's the priority.
Let me close the show up real quick. Thank you guys for being here. Welcome to Men Take a Seat next time. Big shout out to Amber. Amber will name the next week's show. We can continue this conversation. I just want to close it real quick. So real quick, Brandon, do you have anything coming up?
You know what? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I just came back to the app, you guys, and Country knows this because I was talking to him because I wasn't sure I could stick it out. I had a lot of people hit me up like, yo, I've been off the app. I saw some negativity. I just removed myself from the room. It wasn't the room that I wanted to be in. And people say, you know, we need more positivity, we need more positivity. And I came back, I wasn't feeling it, man. I spoke to Country, and man, he breathed the life into me. And I told you this, and I can't thank you enough. I would not be here, and there'd be a lot of things not happening. One thing that did happen is I had a family called LTE, Leading Through Example, and things got tainted a little bit. And with the people that I have had around me, the community that came back, and an overwhelming response based on a thing. LTE is back. Men's mental health is in full effect right now with the month. It's very auspicious timing. It's what I like to do. And you know what? As far as in relating back to something that was said, Amber saw me break down in dang tears. I got you. Tears the other day. We was talking about people that have taken their lives. And I've been fortunate to help people out here not do that. But I've also been unfortunate enough to basically my older brother 4 years ago shot himself with a shotgun, man. I mean, this is a very dear situation to me. So I'm there for parenting things, you guys. I'm there for the mental health. But LTE coming back is going to be a big push for that. And I want to eventually get, when it all gets situated, a spotlight auction. So look for that in the future here. Just trying to give up and coming people that are a part of these things, good people that you surround yourself, a chance to get some recognition, signed off on maybe some of the bigger name. You know, oh, they see this guy signing off on him, so let me check it out. It was going to happen beforehand. We see LT in the chat there. I got somebody I brought from another app, man. I got a lot of good people around me, and I'm blessed and highly favored because of that. I greatly appreciate you guys, so I want to give them something back and really help them out and really get in there. And Big Country, you know, back in the day, I don't know if you remember this, right? When I was going to do the spotlight auction, and I want to do it for TGK too. So it's something I want to talk to you about, brother. And so let's see what we can do.
You know? Make it happen, man. Make it happen. Yes, so Savage, you got something going on yourself.
Yeah, so hosted my first game show on Sunday at 8 p.m. It's called Then and Now Guess That Streamer. I will have 3 contestants in the box. And I went through the app and asked a lot of streamers to send me a picture of them between the ages of 18 to 20, maybe 21. So I will have the contestants, I will be showing the pictures, and they're going to be guessing who that streamer is. They're going to win the person with the most points. I'm going to send them it'll be prizes at the end. And also I'm going to switch it up and also do celebrities also. Guess that celebrity then and now. So if anybody want to send some pictures over, please contact me.
I can't send you mine, G. They was all stripping pictures. I ain't got no
oh, man.
You can send them to me, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I was stripping back then. I don't strip no more. Gave my life up. I swear.
like Brandon said, though. Like Brandon said, I'm just trying to. Like Brandon said, I'm trying to bring some excitement to the app, though.
I was recording all that.
Me too.
Hey, you know what? It's still good enough to be on there. Got to have a little sense of humor.
Hey, you might as well go ahead and send me that picture so I could nigga trying
Hey
to
man,
come
if I see that picture, everybody gonna be over there. They gonna
I need to
everybody gonna be over there. Yeah, boy, your views gonna be so high. You know what I mean? But no, so Mama, do you have anything? I do want to make an announcement though. Brookie, you have an auction tomorrow, right? She has an auction tomorrow, y'all. I don't know what time. What time is the auction?
My auction's at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. And countries is 10:30 Eastern Time. I also have my featured show at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I love that show.
What is it?
I love
My
that
show is a virtual travel show, so we get to travel. Let's say we were going to where you were from, Brandon. I would ask you questions about where you're from, the good, the bad, the ugly. Then we do some sort of fun trivia, and then we do some slang words on where you're from.
Okay.
I love it. I be everywhere. Every week I'm in a different place. Okay.
Y'all know how we get down out here. Y'all know how we get down out here.
Like you're drinking my cocktails. Oh, I'm on the corner of this, like on this street. Like they've just said it's a bad street. I'm on the corner there doing this and that. Like he listens and he just says the most craziest things in the comments, and I'm just trying to focus on the people, but he's so ridiculous. Yeah.
So, Mommy, do you
anyone
got
wants to
anything
be
coming
on
up?
that, I'd love you guys on my show if you ever want to.
It's a fun show, y'all. I really like it.
I'll be there.
I'll check you out.
Did you, Mommy, you have anything coming up?
No.
Listen, you gotta go check out. Listen, let me tell y'all something real quick. So, guys, if you guys be on the show, reach out to her. But I do want to say I gotta give Mommy her flowers. You know, since while she can smell them, right? So, Mom, I just want to say thank you for being who you are. Like, honestly, I love this woman so much, man. Like, I'm talking about funny. I don't care if you're down. She gonna make you laugh. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would never want her to change it. I would be upset if she changes a spiff of it. I would be mad because her character made me fall in love with this woman. I love her so much, man. Like when we first met, bro, like and you talking about a character though? Oh, you gonna get it. Okay, you gonna get it. Beautiful, funny, you know what I'm saying? And she can be serious.
Things that come out of her mouth, you'll get it.
You gonna get it.
Mute her.
Oh, you said her.
Mute her right now.
Now, Country, as far as things coming up, I'm still in a little gray area. I'm really interested in the charity auction. I don't know.
I'm about to say that now. So
Okay.
I have a charity auction. I mean, a charity battle, y'all. That's really dear to my heart. What's crazy is I wrote this charity battle in 2022 on my vision board. Now it's about to come to pass. 2022, it was on my vision board, and it's a charity battle. And the way it works is 70% to 100% of the proceeds go to the charity of your choice. I handpick the battlers because I want to make sure they're honest, dear to my heart. They will actually give to charity. You know what I mean? But what I find it hard is it is hard to get people because they don't want to give up the money.
I have some. I really do. I went and other. I mean, I really tapped in and I was talking about it. So yeah, I'm really interested in doing it.
I want not just I can pick anybody I feel is good, but I want to get also people that can bring numbers as well to give a big charity. I want to give a big donation as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and at the end of the day, y'all, that particular 2 days, it's nothing but positivity. The only rule that I ask is no trash talking. That's it. No trash talking amongst the battle. Just uplifting, positivity. You know what I mean? Because when you're in battle mode, and if I'm